What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Harambe's Bauble podcast, a Magic the Gathering podcast. I am one of your hosts, DC. Joining me, per usual, is my co-host, Will. What is going on, Will? I should mention that this is episode number 13, lucky number 13.
Episode 13. I'm doing all right. I'm trying to survive this wintry cold front we have blowing through right now. Your boy's a little chilly,
Yeah.
but hanging in there. Hanging in there. We got some good games in last night.
Good games for you, yeah. The Will of
They were
Destiny.
good.
Yeah, they were good.
They
The
were
Will
good.
of Destiny really didn't want me to win. The first two games I played with Gwen as my first game, and I need to retool her. She's not done yet. And I really just want to play her to see if I could pull some of my new cards, and of course I didn't. And so that didn't work out. And then you won with who in that game? Was it Tifa? Or
The first one was Corvold.
Corvold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you won with Corvold, and then you played Tifa game 2, and the Will of Destiny chose Zur for me. And if I don't get my pieces out, then Zur is kind of trash. And turns out can't do much when you don't have black mana. And Mike destroyed my only black mana source. So that really made me lose. Tifa popped off and did Tifa things, and I had no single removal. Apparently no one did. So that sucked for me. And then game 3 was actually going pretty well for me with Angels. And Sam just decided to make me lose. So that was heartbreaking. He bounced all my creatures.
Fire.
Yeah, but I'm saying he bounced all my stuff, so I had a huge lead.
Yeah.
Could have just taken people out one by one, honestly, after that turn. But Sam bounced all my white creatures, really put me behind. And then you world fired. Even after I started to get some more traction, you world fired, and you drew what you needed, so you won.
It's the random roll the dice world fire. I love it though, and that's one of my favorite cards in Vivi, honestly, even though it is like I don't play it to like it's not like I'm doing like, all right, I'll Teferi's protection and save all my stuff. Like
Right.
for me, it's literally like I'm going to lose, so all of you, we're going to get rid of all these cards, and I might still lose, but you're gonna beat me in this other game.
Well, you won. So you won all three.
I did redeem myself after last week though, when I got my butt wiped for what 4 or 5 games.
Your butt wiped,
so.
not whipped.
Wiped, waxed,
yeah,
all of it.
All of it. Yeah.
All the W's.
Tickled. I gotta update the spreadsheet. I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot to do that. Let me actually pull that up now so I don't forget. But yeah, it was not a good night for me for sure. Sam ended up, yeah, I think he had a chance in one of the games, but you boat raced him with Tifa in that game. And then Mike, I don't really know what Mike was doing. He was playing his Chaos deck for 2 of the games, and nothing was really happening there. And then his game 3, he played Toxic, and people picked on him because he was playing Toxic, because people don't like playing against Toxic. Its salt factor's high, so unfortunately for him, people were not having it. But no, they were fun games. Definitely, I think I'm definitely taking Gwen off the Will of Destiny until I retool her completely. I've got like maybe 10 big changes, like 10 or 11 card changes I need to swap out for that. And then, yeah, Angels is fine. It was just the luck of the night on that one. But Corvold, man,
this is me. You saying that about Spider Gwen though, because honestly, I like that deck. Like I like where it's at so far. It's just kind of been an unfortunate last couple of games with it that you just haven't gotten all the pieces you need. But
yeah, that's the problem with it though, is like it relies too heavily on the exile mechanic, and I just end up getting rid of so many cards on accident because I exile 2 or 3 cards a turn. I can only end up playing one of them, sometimes none of them, depending. And it really hurts to not be able to play those. And I want to be more selective with my exiles in what I'm playing, putting into exile what I'm playing from exile. I think airbending is going to help a lot with that. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no, definitely fun night. I'm excited to see what the next night brings. Sam's coming for the throat apparently, so yeah, be interested to see what he does there.
Apparently,
Curses
right?
probably.
Either that or maybe Phage will make another comeback. I don't know. We'll see.
Phage, yeah, Phage is it's a very interesting deck. It's a good deck. He's done a lot with it. I just love how he has like his gimmick and it always works. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine. Somehow he always
it's
makes it
cool.
work. And he pigeonholes himself to old cards, but I also love that about him too because I just like seeing all the old cards or all the old art. The
Yeah.
nostalgicness is high whenever Sam plays, and I adore that about the decks he makes.
And it's definitely a good reminder that, even though there are a lot of old cards that have been power crept on, there's still a lot of old cards that are really, really good. And if you know how to use them,
Yeah.
you can still match pace with modern decks pretty easily.
Don't you forget about me. Yep.
Maybe
Yeah, man.
Sam's like entrance theme when he walks in the door.
Yeah. We also did another thing though. Segue. We got
Segway.
together. You hit me up. You're like, wow, I got this really good deal on the Jumpstart booster box for Avatar, and I was like, yeah, dude, let's split it. Let's see what happens. And so I came over. I was all excited, and we mixed up all the packs on the table, and we just went pack for pack with each other. Cheers after before most of them, and dude, brother, you got all the hits. Yeah. I got nothing.
Yeah.
You got Cabbage Merchant. You got Toph. You got Katara. Aang.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was I think like I said, I think I used up all my luck for 2026 because I've never had that kind of luck in packs
crazy.
before. But that was a cool moment. Though, like I think the worst part of it for me was just that we weren't able to kind of both get hits because like I was really hoping that we both could. It was just a shame how like it turned out. But for me, that it was kind of a cool thing because that was the first time I'd ever bought a box of packs just for the sake of like opening it. Like
Yeah,
we've gone in together on stuff for draft tournaments before, but that was the first time that I ever had done it just to like open for the hell of it. And so it was kind of one of those moments where like my inner child was like very happy and excited and like, what? You bought a box of packs? That's so cool.
yeah.
And like, just one of those like little checkbox moments in life where I was like, okay, that was like really fun. And yeah, I mean, some of the hits definitely. Cabbage Merchant immediately went in Corvold. Toph
Mm-hmm.
immediately went in Tifa. Got some plans for a 5-color Avatar Aang deck that is in the works right now. So I've
Heck yeah.
fully, I went. It's kind of funny. A couple episodes ago, I went from not knowing anything about Avatar to now I'm on my second watch through. We're building a deck. We're getting deep in the game. Getting deep.
Whatsy's got you by the balls, brother. That's exactly they're getting
Yeah,
exactly what they want.
for sure. Telling me to cough, and I'm doing it.
Nah, the nostalgia is high for me with this set. It kind of came after Avatar came after I was already a grown up. I was in college whenever I actually watched it. I think it came out when I was in high school, maybe, and I just never watched it because I was like, cartoons. I'm not watching that. Man, I watched it in college. Loved it. I've watched it once since then, and then now I'm doing another watch through with my kids currently, and they are glued every time an episode is on. It's amazing how it's like I can see how if I was a kid, like I'm seeing myself through their eyes, at my childhood again, even though like I said I didn't watch it as a child, like just remembering watching like amazing cartoons for the first time as a kid, seeing them do that. It's so cool, man. It's so cool.
That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
So is next birthday party going to be Avatar themed, do you think, for one of them?
Actually, yeah, Ronan says he wants his birthday to be Avatar, so we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, it's I'm glad you got. I'm glad somebody got the hits. You definitely got them all. I'm glad you got some though. It's sick. You know, I think I used my luck in that um in that Commanders bundle that I got because I got a lot of good pulls in that bundle. Again, not gonna spoil what all I pulled, but everyone knows from the last pod that I got Fierce Guardianship and Enlightened Tutor. So yeah, definitely happy about that. So I can't my salt can't be too high.
Okay, and you said Friday is the first day, right, for 12 days of Pac-Mans?
Yeah, Friday's the first day. 12 days of PAX. I think actually, whenever people hear this, it will be probably Friday
It'll
when it's
be,
released. So,
yeah, day
yeah,
zero.
it'll be
There
out.
you go.
Be out. There's some cool stuff. There's a couple surprises in there for folks. Hopefully, they enjoyed it as much as I did. At least opening the packs. Just yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't. I want to do it different next year. Hopefully, I have more money and actually want to do like 12 packs of something, 11 packs of something, 10 packs of something. I think that would be really cool. Be expensive, but it would be really
That
cool.
would be. Yeah, that'd be awesome though.
Yeah. But yeah,
Uh,
I mean, you
well,
talk about universes beyond stuff. I mean, we'll get to there were some Marvel spoilers. We'll get to that in a minute, but I want to talk a little bit about Lorwyn because I don't want it to be forgotten in the midst of all of the universes beyond stuff because you and I both are very excited for this set. I think all Magic purists are insanely hyped for Lorwyn. It just looks like it's going to be a great set, and it's not. Is it even fully spoiled yet? I don't think it is. Right?
no, I don't
No.
think it is either.
Crazy.
Yeah, the last rounds of spoilers that I've seen, it's been a few weeks too.
This set comes out in a month, essentially. The
Yeah,
pre-release is let's see. Yeah, the pre
January 16 to 18.
yeah, so like a month and a week basically from today. And we only have officially, I think there's been more spoiled, but I think there's only been officially like 16 cards total spoiled from the set. And that's insane. We literally have more spoiled for Marvel, which doesn't even come out cuz until what, June of next year, June or July?
June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 37 cards revealed for that, but only 16 for Lorwyn. And the set comes out in basically a month. I don't know. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean that I guess it could either be a really good thing or kind of a really not good thing, where maybe there's a lot of great cards and they're like, you know what, we'll just keep them distracted, sleight of hand, and focus on all this universes beyond, and then there's going to be some heavy hitters. Or maybe they're like, maybe people just won't notice if we just kick this set out real fast and it won't be super good. But either way, I'm excited. I mean, the cards we've seen so far, the art has just been beautiful. It feels like that classic-y, classical fantasy style magic. Which don't get me wrong, you know, I love my Edges of Eternities, but it's been a while. I mean, it's been quite some time since we've had like a classic fantasy set.
Yeah, how long has it been? Because Edge of Eternities obviously is in universe, but it's space themed. It's like a hat set is what they call it. So and then before that was Final Fantasy. What was a set before Final Fantasy? I can't. It escapes me. Was that
Let's
Aether
see.
Drift? Because if so, that's a hat set.
Tarkir? No,
Tarkir.
Tarkir.
Yeah, Dragonstorm.
Was it
Okay.
Tarkir?
Yeah. So that was, that was fantasy, high fantasy. So it's been, but
I
still,
guess that's true.
I mean, it'll be half a year when this set comes out since we've, no, almost a year because Dragonstorm came out in like the spring, right? Yeah. It came
I
out
think so. Yeah, April.
so
Yeah.
almost a year since we've had
Yeah.
an actual in universe fantasy style set. Seems kind of insane to me. And I think a lot of Magic players, and that's why you're seeing a lot of outrage online about all the universes beyond stuff, because most Magic players really love the in universe high fantasy aspect of Magic.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be, I think it'll be a cool. I think a lot of us are looking forward to it, like you said, and it'll be a nice breath of fresh air. And even with Tarkir, I mean, that was like so dragon focused, whereas this just seems to have so much more variety. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
But if it's not, then we don't have to wait long, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be coming right behind it. So
Absolutely true.
I guess that's the one plus side with their business model now is if something is complete trash, well, I'll just enjoy the cardboard I have for
Who
2 months, and
cares?
then something new will be out.
At the
Yeah,
very least, you would get the rest of the Shocklands with
for
Lorwyn.
sure.
So I think buying
Yeah.
a box is probably going to be worth it regardless, just to get your hands on some of those. I mean,
And there's the bitter blossom that's on a body, the
yep.
one that like makes a fairy every turn. That's going to be
I
insane. Sorry, I
forget.
got distracted because I'm like looking on Google right now and I saw a collector booster for Lauren Eclipse on
Yeah,
TCG
the Bitter
Player
Bloom
going
Bearer.
for $10,000 right now, pre-sale
What?
collector booster.
People are stupid. I
Free
that
shipping,
Yeah,
but
okay. No one's gonna do that. That must be one of those dumb placeholders where like people are just putting it up there to
yeah,
keep their spot for the product. Like they make it so that because shops do that a lot. They'll list a product, but they don't know what like retail or MSRP is going to be, so they put it for something insane just to show that they're going to have it as a placeholder, and then they'll put it as actual price. But we should be getting more details about this soon. I mean, dude, like a month away. Why do we not have more cards revealed?
right. Yeah,
Golly gee. Yeah, well, if I will say though, I talked about buying a box might be worth it for this set. I think I'm probably done buying boxes for a while after that jumpstart nonsense that happened to me. I still like buying bundles just because I think those are usually worth it, and I like having the storage for my cards. To be honest with you, because those bundle boxes are really nice to store your cards in. They're really solid. They're not flimsy like the actual boxes you get booster packs in. But yeah, I think going buying singles is how I'm going to spend my future's purchases for Magic. Speaking of which, this
that's
is
fair.
I'm jumping off topic here. We haven't we didn't, this actually isn't part of our agenda, but I want to talk about it. So we put up a vid recently about we asked Magic players what the best color in Magic is. I asked them at GalaxyCon Columbus, which I talked about going to before. Well, I did buy a couple singles there actually. I bought Gwen, the one from the starter deck that you can't get, the ones that were supposed to be free, the red one. So I got one of those, but I also got my favorite card of all time. I used to have this card way back in the day. It's for my favorite set of all time, World Wake. Jace the Mind Sculptor. I finally caved in and bought a single. I got it for a really, really good price at the show floor. I'm pretty sure they didn't realize that they sold me the extended art foil. I think they just thought it was a regular foil. So I got it for a really, really good price. I wasn't going to question it. Jumped on it. So I got a copy of that now. I haven't decided what I want to put him in yet. Maybe Gwen, but I love it.
That's awesome.
It's my favorite card ever.
Did you have a good time at the convention then, walking around?
Yeah, it was a good time. Posted some videos on TikTok and YouTube from the cosplay. Well, actually, I didn't post on YouTube yet, but some cosplay. Or maybe, yeah, actually, I did post on YouTube. What am I saying? Yeah, a lot of good cosplays. A lot of Magic, honestly. They had like a separate area for tabletop games, and there was even a couple of Magic vendors in there, just specifically Magic vendors. But there's a lot of places, a lot of vendors on the show floor that just had a ton of Magic.
That's cool.
I even
Yeah, we
found
should go next year.
you should go with me, man. It's a lot of fun. I did find I should have bought it now in hindsight because I look online and I didn't realize they were actually selling it for retail in other places or not. So the Chocobo box or whatever, the Chocobo bundle,
Mhm.
what is that going for
Yeah,
online right now? Let's see. Because I saw it on the show floor for $150 straight up. Okay, so I guess it is about that. But I had seen it listed for like over $200 before that. I guess people actually got enough of it in for it to be not crazily priced. But yeah, there's good deals. You can find some gems on the show floor. You can also get screwed over, so you got to really pay attention. Get your app out. Check Mana Box for the actual prices of singles and stuff. So yeah, be mindful of that if you're going.
Yeah, we'll go next year. We'll get some Harambe's Bauble, some of our actual card proxies.
Yeah, we need to do
Go
that,
pass them
bro.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
ask some questions to Magic players. That's the thing though, is like no one's really cosplaying Magic stuff. They're all cosplaying Marvel, DC, mostly anime. Anime is like the big thing that they cosplay. So unless there's an actual vendor selling Magic, it was hard to find people to be like, "Hey, do you?" I didn't want to go to just random people like, "Hey, do you play Magic? Hey, do you play Magic?" I went to the people that
Yeah.
were selling Magic, and I was like, "Hey, do you play Magic?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then I asked them the question. So yeah, I didn't. I wasn't just randomly asking people and being all annoying and such. Although I guess we
I'll
could.
cosplay as Tifa.
You should. You should. You won't
Get
do
some
it.
extensions and everything.
You won't do it. Pansy. You won't do it.
I'd look good. I'd look purty. I'd be a purty Tifa.
Yeah, you would. Need to hit the gym though. Get arms like Tifa.
True.
Yeah.
And those legs. I got these little chicken legs. Ain't gonna do.
Yeah, so we talked earlier a bit. There was sorry for that tangent. We've been doing this a lot more lately. I think that's the sign of a good podcast though, to be honest with you. Yeah, yesterday Watsy, so yesterday as in this today is Wednesday, so Tuesday the 9th, Watsy spoiled a bunch of Marvel. They spoiled 37 cards. It looks like there's going to be a very big bonus sheet. I think this is probably going to be a huge set. I think it's going to be like Final Fantasy big, maybe even bigger, just based off of how many cards they previewed and how many I know there are left, just based on the art for the set that they didn't even show any cards for. Yeah, there's a lot we could talk about, but I think we'll just pick a couple. We're not going to go through all of them tonight. Pick a couple that caught our eye. Do you want to start us out?
Yeah, I can do that. So the two that kind of stood out to me, at least, from the flurry that Dan was sending through the Discord, which is one of the reasons why I love that Discord, because I feel like we're all tapped into like different sides of like Magic, and
Yeah.
so just like one day we'll just randomly get like one of those TISM updates, and it's just like a flurry of like, here's just 50 cards you need to check out real quick.
Yep.
So cool. So one of them that stood out to me though, Human Torch. So creature for 3 and a red. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, Human Torch gains flying, double strike, and haste until end of turn. And then whenever Human Torch attacks, you can pay a red, green, white, blue. If you do until end of turn, whenever he deals combat damage to an opponent, he deals that much damage to each other opponent.
Yep.
So I really like this. I'm sure you could probably see the connection I had with it, with like a super state sort of deal of like dealing damage to one person and then just dealing it to everyone else.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of unique and driven by non-creature spells. So it could be one of those commanders that maybe you're doing a spell slinger deck, but you're also kind of Voltroning him a little bit. I don't know. Kind of cool idea though.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential here for sure. So something I talked about before we even started recording was the flavor of all the cards. Like the abilities of all of these make a lot of sense for the comic book character themselves. I know a lot of people were complaining about Spider-Man that like a lot of the abilities of the creatures didn't really make sense with the characters they were attached to. It was just kind of like thrown on afterthought type deal. These, you could tell they really put some thought into it. So they revealed 4 of the, including the Human Torch, of the Fantastic Four. These will be starter decks. You have Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, and the Thing. White for Invisible Woman, blue for Mr. Fantastic, red for Human Torch, and green for the Thing. But they all are 4 colors. They're all everything but black. Now, the inverse of that is, well, who's the main villain of the Fantastic Four? That's Doctor Doom. So what color did they make Doctor Doom? Black. and that's who I wanted to preview was Doctor Doom because I'm a huge Doctor Doom fan. I actually just sent off a Secret Wars cover, alternate cover with Doctor Doom, God Doom on the front of the cover to get graded. So I'm excited to see what that grade gets. But Doctor Doom, I I'm probably gonna build this deck, which for me is I'm not really a black player. I don't really play a ton of black. I have Gwenum, but I haven't really dove completely into Gwenum yet. Like she exists, but I kind of just threw in black cards that I had as an afterthought into her. But Doctor Doom, so he's pricey. He's 6 mana, 4 generic, 2 black. Legendary creature, human scientist villain. When Doctor Doom enters, create 2/3/3 colorless robot villain artifact creature tokens named Doombot. So again, the flavor there. If you've ever read any Marvel comic, Doom has a flurry of Doombots that you can never tell if it's actually Doctor Doom or the Doombot. As long as you control an artifact creature or a plan, Doctor Doom has indestructible. So something else they revealed were plans, which is a type of enchantment. They get counters on them, which lets you do things if you have so many counters on them. So that's new, which is cool. And at the beginning of your end step, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So that I love. It's a constant card draw. It has artifact synergy, which I love artifacts. If everyone knows me, I'm a blue artifact player. I love artifacts. So building a mono black deck that really focuses a lot on artifacts and giving Doom indestructible and all the things you could do with that. Yeah, there's just a lot I want to experiment with this card. Yeah, I know 6 mana is a lot, but as we talked about in Commander, who cares? It's like if you're playing casual Commander, 6 mana is nothing. You can get that out turn 4 if you really want to, even earlier sometimes. I
Yeah.
love
Well, and especially, I mean, it has so much like synergy with artifacts
right.
that you can just ramp your way up,
Yep.
throw in some, dark ritual, other fast mana sources.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of potential here. Losing 1 life, don't really care about at your end step because you're getting to draw that card, and black loves to gain life, and you're probably going to do a lot of that. Especially stuff like a card you played last night in Corvold, the Marionette Apprentice. You know, um, Stuff like that can go in this deck and would be perfect. Just a lot of cool synergies you could play out with this, and I love artifacts and I love Doctor Doom. I'm gonna buy it. I don't care. Like I'll just purchase a single if I have to. I'll wait till way after the fact. But the comic book art version of this card is just chef's kiss, immaculate. One of the coolest
It
cards
is
ever
really
printed
cool.
in Magic history, as
Yeah,
far
the
as
comic book
art
art in
wise.
this set is going to be, I think it's going to be a big collector market for
Yeah,
the comic book art.
for sure. I hate it already. I hate what people are gonna do to this set market wise because of the like you said the collectability. Like MCU people who know nothing about Magic or comic books, they're gonna collect it just because I like this character.
Right. Yeah. In 2026, Marvel hooked up with MTG, and I have this card from it.
Right.
Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a cool card.
For sure. Yeah. I just wish he wasn't a 3/3. Like, why a 3? Is there some comic book connection with 3 in Doctor Doom?
Uh, no, but I think the 3/3 is like you're creating two Doombots that are also 3/3s. He's a 3/3. Which one's the real Doctor Doom? I think that's the flavor there. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's cool though. I love that it's, like you said, a draw engine built into it. Has so much built-in protection. I mean, having an artifact when he creates 2 when you enter, that's pretty
So
nice.
he's
So,
indestructible right off the bat.
yeah, super cool. Not bad. The other one that jumped out to me was Bruce Banner, which can transform into the Incredible Hulk. This one's been kind of making its way around the social media streams because the Incredible Hulk has an infinite combo with him. But Bruce Banner, just 1 blue for an XX. You can tap it to draw X cards. Activate only as a sorcery. You can pay 2 2 red, 2 green to transform him, activate it only as a sorcery. And also similar to what we saw with Spider-Man, you can just straight up cast him for the backside, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool if you don't want to go through the transform route.
Hmm.
For an 8/8 with reach, trample, and enrage, whenever Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there's an additional combat phase after this phase.
This is such a U
Um,
card, bro. This is such a U
yeah.
card.
Oh, 100%. I got ways to draw. I got ways to deal damage. I'm getting bigger. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
But yeah, he's cool. There's an infinite combo that's been floating around too, where I don't remember exactly what it is, but I think it's a creature where whenever another creature attacks, that one deals that attacking creature 1 damage. So it basically just keeps triggering that enrage trigger. So you can just have infinite combos or infinite combats as long as he still has, toughness.
Well, you could
So
have
throw on like a mithril coat and make him indestructible and
yeah, well,
GG's.
you can have the combo that comes in Tidus with this too, where you have Walking Ballista and what's the enchantment where something is dealt damage, it gets a 1/1 counter.
Oh, Heliod Suncrowned.
Yeah.
Talking about that. When you gain a life, you put a +1.
Well, no, there's an enchantment. There is that, but there's an enchantment. It was the gosh, what's the combo that comes in Tidus? Find it real quick. Uh oh, Gata and Luzu and Hardened Scales and Walking
Oh,
Ballista.
that's right.
So yeah, it's in those colors. You could run those three, or actually no, the white one's not. But oh well. So, but you could find something similar that isn't white. I'm sure people will find many ways, but the Walking Ballista reminded me like you could deal it with Walking Ballista and just keep,
Yeah, if you
Mhm.
have a way of putting that +1 back on Walking Ballista.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
pretty
lot of
cool though.
potential. A lot of
Pretty
potential.
cool.
And the
I
fact,
love just the mashup of like Gruul with like mono blue card draw. Like
hmm
that's just kind of cool.
yeah, it's
Like
different.
aggro attacking, but card draw. I like it.
Yeah, especially because his front side just you pay blue and just get him out easy, and then later on transform him for that
Yeah.
big cost. Yeah, I love the transform cards, man. I love that they make it to where you can cast it for either side. Make that a staple. I think that's so neat, especially for commanders. That's exactly what commander
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah. Having that flexibility of like, you know what, it's late game. I have enough mana. I don't want to go through the process of transforming it. So let's just bring it right out on the backside instead of
Yep.
going through the whole song and dance. So nice.
Or if you played it a billion times and you can't even cast the backside because you don't have enough mana,
Yeah.
you just pay the commander
Yeah.
attacks in the front side and then transform it a turn later.
Right. Yeah. And that's what's cool about Bruce. I mean, Bruce is 1 mana.
1 mana.
Okay.
Yep.
Blast the other side. That's fine. It's going to be a long game. Buckle in.
Buckle up, baby. Yeah, I love the comic book version of that one too, especially the backside, the Incredible Hulk cover, I should say. Oh, just so pretty, dude. Gosh, my wallet hates me already. All right.
What about you? Was there a second one that jumped out to you?
Yeah, this one's actually as much as I love Doctor Doom and I was excited for that one. No matter they could have made that card literal balls, and I would have tried to make the deck regardless because I just love Doctor Doom. But this one, I'm excited for this card. This immediately caught my eye. I think this is the best card they previewed for Commander specifically. Let me be clear. The Coming of Galactus. It's an enchantment saga, mythic. 2 anything, 2 black, and a green. So yeah, kind of pricey. 5 mana. But really for the ability, not pricey. Abilities, I should say, not pricey at all. So it is a 4-stage saga. The first stage is destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Seems good. Okay, cool. 2 and 3 are both each opponent loses 2 life. Not as exciting, right? But you are pinging each opponent, so really good in Commander. All right, but this 4th stage, let's go. Create a Galactus I'm sorry, create Galactus, a legendary 16/16 black elder alien creature token with flying, trample, and whenever Galactus attacks, destroy target land. So again, the flavor, the fact that he destroys
Wow.
lands, the 16/16 ginormous token. Oh, I love this card so much. This is going to see a lot of play in Commander. I don't think it's going to see much play anywhere else, but dude, I love this card.
An elder alien. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the creature type.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Again, the
And
flavor,
it's
man.
and
Perfect.
yeah, and it being an enchantment, I mean, more people are generally going to have artifact removal before they have enchantment removal.
Yeah, we've talked
So
myriad of
hopefully,
times that there's not a lot of enchantment hate. There just really isn't.
yeah. So, or at least people don't run it typically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, paying 5 mana to destroy one target non-land permanent is not a great deal. But if you can get this baby to ride it out to chapter 4, then that's gonna be so fun.
Throw a Swiftfoot Boots or a Lightning Greaves on that token and let that puppy eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nom nom nom. We got to find like a we need to have like a foods commander for this or something, like for the flavor of it, or like what is the ones that devour. There was an old mechanic called devour.
Mm-hmm.
Make a is there a Golgari devour commander? I'm sure there is. Someone make
It's
that.
gotta be.
I might make that. That sounds great. Om nom nom.
Yeah, what a cool card.
I love it. And what about you? You got a second one?
Uh, I did my
Oh, you did
Hulk.
your second.
Hulk
That's right,
and
Hulk. I forgot about that.
I did.
Well, okay. I just want to mention one other card. Not it's a card that's already been printed. It's just from the bonus sheet, and I it's so funny that they printed this specific comic book panel. So, Horn of Greed. Everyone knows what Horn of Greed is,
Oh
right?
yeah.
uh so it's in the bonus sheet for the Marvel set, and it's got the comic book panel where Doom is playing the horn from I forget what it's called. It's an older comic, so I never actually read it, but it's the one that like Namor blows or whatever. And I'm trying to pull it up here, but God, Scryfall's being not great right now. Spinning. It's being overwhelmed. But it's the one where it's like it says something like to the effect of you fool, Doom does as he pleases, or something like that. Hold on, let me pull it up here. I want to know exactly what it says. While it's pulling up, any other ones that like stood out to you bonus sheet wise? Like some of the art on the bonus sheet is just so pretty in
I
general.
did see that Dan said that there's going to be at least 3 different heroic interventions. So
Yeah.
kind of building off what we were talking about a few episodes ago of how that card just kind of keeps getting reprinted, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So useful.
So good. All right, here we go. I finally got it out. So Horn of Greed. Namor saying fool. Or no, not fool. Namor saying do not use it. And then he's toot. It literally says toot. Fool, Dr. Doom does as he pleases. It's just so amazing. So Horn of Greed, in case people don't know what it is, it's 3 mana artifact. Whenever a player plays a land, that player draws a card. I'm gonna put that
That's
in
cool.
the Dr. Doom deck that I build just because it's funny.
Yeah, that's an awesome card. And a way better art than the base art, like the from
Yeah.
previous sets.
All right. I think we've been
So
drawing
cool.
this out a lot because we don't want to talk about red cards in Commander because we don't like red as the color. But
True.
let's get to it. So we got Harambe's hot hits, red. Everyone just play Lightning Bolt. Nah, honestly, I see
4
people.
times.
I see people run Lightning Bolt a lot in decks online, and I'm like, why? For Commander, it's really not that useful. Honest to God.
Yeah. Unless you have a lot of ways of either copying spells or bringing stuff back from
Storm.
the graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just like that's just a slot that you could definitely do something better than deal 3 damage
Yep. Even in red.
for sure. Yeah, even in red. All right, well, do you want me to get it kicked off then? I'll do one, you do one, and go through our 2 reds.
Let's do it to it, brother.
All right, so the first one, I had to mention this one because this probably is my favorite red card and is honestly one of my, if not my favorite one drops of all time. And that's Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. So this was all the rage a couple years ago. 1 red for creature. Whenever Ragavan Nimble Pilferer deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. Or you can, it has a dash cost, so you could pay 2 to cast it for its dash cost. If you do, it gains haste, but then you return it back to your hand at the beginning of the next end step for a 2/1.
Mm-hmm.
So not one of those cards that's gonna, change the tides if it's mid to late game, but just an amazing turn 1 play. I love it, especially when you're going against decks that need time to take off and
Mm-hmm.
people just start getting pissed like, oh my God, stop taking all my cards. And it's great. You're making treasures, you're casting things from the top of people's library. He's a monkey pirate. Case closed. I mean,
Yeah, as stated before, I don't really run a lot of red in most of my decks, to be honest. And I mean, I went really red heavy in Gwen just because it likes to exile cards and be able to play them later. But Ragavan's great, but I actually don't own a copy of Ragavan. If I did, he would go in a lot of decks. It's just kind of pricey.
yeah, I got very fortunate that it was a 30th birthday present from a friend, so it was kind of a gift, but
Well, I'll go with my
probably
pricey
another
one.
reason.
I'll go with my pricey card first so we can match pricey to pricey.
Okay.
This card, you talk about cards that just belong in all decks that run red. Literally, like zero reason not to run this card because it has 2 sides. It's Volakut Awakening. So it's an instant. Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards plus 1. It is 2 generic and a red. So that is just a great spell for 4 mana, or sorry, 3 mana. But say you love your hand and you don't want to do this. Well, you can just turn the card over and play Valakut Stoneforge, and you can play it as a land. It enters tapped, but still, just having the flexibility, having the potential to change your hand up. There's a reason that this card is expensive. It's like $12, $11 because it's just good, just really, really good. And every deck that runs red wants to run this card.
Yeah, especially in a color that struggles with ramp, just having that flexibility, like you said, of, okay, I really need a land right now, so let's just do that. Or, having the potential, if you have a lot of cards in your hand, I mean, that's a nice trade-off. Usually red it's got okay card draw sometimes, but it's usually like you draw X, discard X, or,
Right.
something to that effect.
These you just
So,
shuffle, you just put them in the bottom of your library. So it's not like you're getting rid of the cards.
yeah,
You don't want them right now, and you get
right.
that many plus 1, so you get to net a card.
Not too shabby.
Yep, love it. It's a great
Not too
card.
shabby.
Great card. All right, what's your
All
second
right,
one?
the second one that I went with, this is just like a Will tried and true favorite. I love this card. It's Ilharg the Raised Boar. So it's 3 and 2 red for legendary creature, Boar God, awesome creature subtype.
Yep.
6/6 with trample. Whenever Ilharg the Raised Boar attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. And when Ilharg, this is the crazy part, when Ilharg dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library, third from the top. So this is one of those cards, especially if you're playing. I mean, I don't play mono red, so this may be hot trash in mono red, especially if you're doing like a burn with damage or something. But if you're doing anything combat heavy, like a Gruul, aggressive combat, this
Yeah.
card is insane. Being able to attack with a 6/6 trample is already not bad. But then bringing a creature from your hand, doesn't matter how pricey it is, it's just coming out tapped and attacking. Your Blightsteel Colossus, hello, goodbye. Like, it's just so cool. And if someone does get rid of it, I mean, that's the crazy thing. Is like, if you don't counter this spell, then your only other real options are putting it in the library, like having a card that puts something into someone else's library, or
Yeah.
having like an Imprisoned in the Moon. Otherwise, this is going to continue to be a problem for the rest of the game, which is a heavy salt factor at times, but usually this ends games quickly enough to where you're not dragging it out if people can't get rid of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a problem. You're always scared whenever whenever that card gets played. We actually did a skit with with this card.
We
Um,
did,
it,
inspired by real life events.
yep.
Yeah. The old Ilharg into Blightsteel. That's an Omni special right there.
Yeah.
Omni special.
Hey, I hate to see it. Nah, it's a great card, and yeah, like you said, if you're running like burn heavy or something like that, then maybe not for that card, or maybe not for that deck. But most every other red deck, like, you could probably use this just because it's just a great card to have on hand, like to put big things out, or just a thing you can't remove, a thing that keeps coming back. It's the Simpsons meme where he's like gets thrown out of the bar and he comes behind him and he keeps
Yeah.
getting thrown out.
Goes right in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The other card I'm going with, notice that we didn't put like the preface it with you should run these cards in every red deck, like, because we didn't really have a general consensus. But if we did have one, this might be it. It's Blasphemous Act, and that's because Blasphemous Act, red doesn't have a lot of mass removal, doesn't have a lot of board wipe. This is really the only good one in my opinion. So Blasphemous Act is 9 mana. It's 8 anything, 8 generic, and a red sorcery. But this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. Now, I understand sometimes this is not going to kill every creature. I understand that. But again, beggars can't be choosers, especially if you're running mono red or like a red like blue deck. There's just not a lot of board wipe. And this is the best option you have. And a lot of times it's just going to cost you 1 mana, and it's hard to beat a 1 mana board wipe or close enough to board wipe. Yeah, I think Blasphemous Act is a card you'd always want to consider in any of your commander decks that run red, for that versatility of, hey, well, 1 mana kill most stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you don't have white at your disposal.
Yep.
I'd say, Blasphemous Act is definitely worth
Like I said, is it?
Because like you said,
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's perfect for Is It colors. Yeah. And like you said, most of the time you're only going to be playing this for 1 mana.
Yep.
And if you have the right kind of deck, like in Vivi, for example, where Vivi can get up to more than 13 toughness, it can be a very one-sided board wipe if you have, the right kind of deck.
Yeah, or in stuff where death triggers happen. Like if you're running like a Gruul deck or something like that. Come on.
Not too shabby. Yeah, I think you're right, though. If we were to have a consensus of a card that you should at least consider for all red decks, I say that's probably the candidate.
Yeah, red just feels like there's so many different avenues you can take with red that you're not really shoehorning into a lot of cards that like, you got to play this in red because it's so good. Red has a lot of different strategies that honestly, unless you're doing like red deck wins, which is like fast get stuff out, play it like goblins or burn, mostly red pairs with other colors well. Red's not really that, unless you're doing goblins or mono red burn. There's just not a lot of synergies and for multiple decks with red, like mono red decks. So yeah, honestly, you mentioned, it was funny because you mentioned uh, what was it? The first card you talked about, Ragavan. You said it's probably your favorite red card. I'm like, I'm really trying to think what my favorite red solo red colored card is, and ironically, it is Lightning Bolt, and not because of Commander, but because I have fond memories of Lightning Bolt being in Standard and everyone running 4 copies, no if they ran red, no matter what, just because it was so busted in Standard back in the day, and still is played in Modern and lots of other decks, and like I said, it's still played in Commander. Just it has its places, but it doesn't feel like one of those cards that needs to be played in a lot of decks.
Yeah. It reminds me of I remember reading this article back, this was a while ago now, of like before they made the rule in standard of only 4 copies. You used to be able to have however many copies of a card that you wanted. And so there was a deck archetype that was literally only mountains and lightning bolts. And that was the entire deck, was just mountains and lightning bolts. And that was what made them choose the rule of only four of each kind was that deck archetype.
Yep. Yep. Crazy, man. So crazy. All right. Well, that's been Harambe's hot hits. Harambe approves all of those cards. He told us personally he loves all of those red cards. Still, he does hate the color red though, just so you know. So keep that in mind when you're building decks. The Harambe does not approve most red decks. I'm just joking, red players. We love you too.
Sometimes.
All right, let's finish it how we always finish it,
Yeah.
with Harambe's Market Watch. We've been keeping our eyes closely on 3 cards in particular, but a 4th one that we talked about last week for Will's personal collection. Let's start with that one. Longshot Rebel Bowman.
Yeah, so my experiment is not panning out as I was hoping. You know, we talked a little bit about this last week. So I bought this at $9 when the market price for the non-foil was 13. This was like mid hype of all the influencers just creaming their pants over it. So I was like, okay, this might go up to 15 to 20. I'm not going to spend that much money, so I might as well just spend the 9 now and bite the bullet. And sure enough, after the hype has died down, this price is tanking. This price, I mean, the market price is 641, so you would think, okay, I've lost $3 maybe, but you go look at the first few listings and it's like $3. People are selling them as cheap for that, you know, just trying to get the sale, which makes sense because I mean, it is an uncommon, so there is going to be a lot of them.
And 4 mana.
Yeah, 4 mana, but yeah, I don't know. In the right deck, though, I still think this is just an insane card in the
No,
right
it
deck. In
is.
the right
It is.
spell slinger deck. But it was not a $9, so I'm getting hosed on my investment. But at least I only paid 9, so I guess there's
True.
that silver lining.
True. Yeah. So I think lesson to be learned here is wait until the hype dies out for any set that releases, at least like probably a month, at least until a month after, because you're going to see a lot of cards drop in price. So let's move on to another card that's dropping a little bit in price, and one that we both really want, but we're still waiting to buy, and that's one Tong Librarian. So finally, it is under $40. You're seeing like the mean price around $35. No longer a $50 card. No longer it's hanging around 35. I still think we might see the base version of this drop a little more after the hype dies. If you want to buy it for 35, more power to you. I'm personally not buying it until it gets down to like the $20 area. The pretty version is still $78.98. I don't think that's going anywhere. It's probably just always going to be that, unfortunately. It's probably going to stay around that.
I'm having to like convince myself now. I think I'm just gonna have to settle for the base art unless I want to proxy the borderless, because I'm not gonna spend. It's not worth it to me, at least. It might be worth it to some people, but not to me.
Same. As much as I love this card and that art, I'll stick with the base one. And again, I'm not buying yet. 35 is better.
No,
But I still think it has room to drop.
Hey, if you want, we could split a box of play boosters.
I think I'm done splitting boxes, bro. I think that one experience was enough to make me never want to do that again, or at least for a while.
Oh, that's a bummer.
At least for a
Yeah, I don't
while.
blame you.
Oh man, I just wanted one of them. You know what I mean? Just one. Oh well, it is what it is. But since we're talking about that, you did pull a Toph. Last we talked about Toph, Earthbending Master. How much was she? I don't remember. It's still in the $50 area. Is that right?
Yeah, it was like right around 50 market price.
So she has dropped a tidbit. She's still down to like 40. She's down to $46. So 46.72.
Wonderful.
Still mostly $50. Uh, luckily for you, you don't even have to worry about this anymore because you pulled one. I still unfortunately have to keep watching it, and I'm still not comfortable paying $46 for this card. Although I did see someone who keeps opening jumpstart boxes to try to pull one of these, and they had a stack like from the floor up to their eyeballs of packs, and they still didn't pull a Toph. So you're like, if you're wondering why this price hasn't dropped any, this is why.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I was reading and I think there's like I think it's like 64 different pack variations or something. It was like some big number of like the number of different like bundle packs that you could get.
Yeah, because you can get different cards even in the the themed packs themselves. You're not going to get the same rares and stuff every time. I think if you get Toph, you automatically get this one. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So there's Toph, like build experience with Toph, and they have like the build experience with for like all of the four. Like Aang has one,
Yeah.
Katara has one, Zuko has one. And if you get those, then that means you're gonna get it for sure.
Yeah. Well, I didn't, and
We have
probably
your jumpstart thing coming in soon, right?
it was supposed
Knock
to
on
come
wood,
in
you never know, man.
today. It was supposed to come in today. It didn't. So hopefully tomorrow. I'm sure I won't hit anything good. I'm sure I'll get a duplicate of something I already opened. Because that's the way my luck is with packs, and why I mostly buy singles, and why I will definitely going forward pretty much only buy singles. Still, yeah, like I said, still definitely not comfortable buying this here, even though I doubt it'll go down much more. This would have to get to the most expensive I would buy this at is $30. That's the most expensive I would buy this at.
Yeah, I imagine it'll get there eventually. It just might take some time.
And then one last market watch is ya boy, Will's boy, Vivi. We're still looking around the same price. It's just kind of hovering around $26. It's probably gonna stay there for a little bit until the reprint happens. We're hoping once the reprint happens, which is supposed to happen in what, January, February, something like that. They talked about they're gonna redistribute more boxes then. I think once that happens, you might see this drop down to like $20, maybe even 15, depending on how many people buy it. Yeah, I'd like to see where that goes. It's been banned in standard for a Pro Tour now, and you're still not seeing it drop based off of that. People are still playing this in modern. People are still playing this in legacy, vintage, obviously commander, pioneer also, because it's still not banned in pioneer. I think pioneer it might get banned next, to be honest with you, but there's people that think pioneer's a dead format, and some it kind of is, but there's people still keeping it alive. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this gets, but I personally still am not buying it yet. I'm gonna wait until that reprint happens and see what it if it stays around 26 when the reprint happens, then I'll bite the bullet and buy one, because I really do want one for Gwen.
And it looks like right now on TCG Player, at least if you're looking at like the lower end of the sales, you can get some for as low as $21, $22.
Not
So it
bad.
might be one of those things that maybe you keep an eye out, and if you just catch the right vendor on the right day and 18, $19, pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think it's probably gonna hover around that 20 $20 mark for a little
Yeah,
while, like you
until it
said.
gets banned in other formats, I just don't see it dropping much at all.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, for is it Spellslinger decks? I mean, it's probably one of the best, like top five at least, commanders ever printed for that archetype.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah. 100 billion%. It might be the best, to be honest with you. It's very broken for Storm decks. God. It does exactly what Storm wants to do. Well,
but at least we're seeing the price come down though, because it's at least it's over half the or
mhm.
under half of what it was just a month or two ago. So
Finally. Buy it if you
baby steps.
nasty. Buy it if you nasty. Hold and wait for the
If you're
reprint
nasty.
if you like me. And also nasty. But the good kind of nasty. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't
Yeah,
have anything else, do you?
I do not. Nope.
Okay, well,
I don't.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.